Hello friends, we are here for a crafting lunch break and we're going to make this cute Seaside Wishes card that is a copy from the catalog. So look no further, I will explain to you how to make it. It's actually not that hard, it's just a step-by-step situation. So let's point you down here and get you focused on our crafting area. All right, so we have this gorgeous Seaside Wishes bundle that is in the new catalog. We can see that here on page 73. You can see a striking resemblance that this card makes to this cute little bundle. We have a gorgeous stamp set, a hybrid embossing folder, which I'll explain, and really great dies to go with this stamp set. So if you have been with Stampin' Up, you may have seen, oh, hi. Hello. Yes, Patience, I know. This is totally up your alley, and I know your retreat was so cute with it. So my team and I, every time we have a new catalog, which this is new, pretty new, we get together and we trade cards that we copy from the catalog. So I selected this card to make, and I made 11 of them, so I know exactly how to make it. And we're going to get together next weekend and trade. It was supposed to be this weekend, but I had gotten sick, so we were not able to do that. And I did miss you guys. I wasn't able to be live last week, so sorry about that. I'm back and here every Wednesday. All right, so to make this card, we're going to start with our crumb cake base, and we are going to just give it a little texture. This is one of my favorite stamps in the set, and it is just a little texture stamp. Just little dot dots. It can make sand, and we're going to use crumb cake on crumb cake. Hello, Cheryl. So we're just going to take our crumb cake and we're going to dab it around the edges of this card. Now, you don't have to re-ink it every time. You're just going to give some little texture. Now, the designer paper is actually going to go over to this edge. So you really didn't need all that. You just need to put some texturing up here towards the fold and then some on this half of the card. This whole half is going to be obscured by our designer paper. All right. Now our next detail here is that we are going to use some Neutrals Designer Series paper. Here I've used crumb cake. I used all my crumb cake. You can use gray granite. You can use really any of the neutrals. And I decided to see what it looks like with the Misty Moonlight. So I've got some Misty Moonlight designer paper. This is 3 by 5. So the good news about our 6 by 6 designer papers, I guess I could show you. This is what the Neutrals Designer Series paper looks like. So you've got it in all the colors, okay? It's a 6 by 6 paper, so all the neutral colors. But the patterns are this striped and this flower, and then you've got like a little circle, and I don't know what you'd call this, but it's gorgeous. So that's the pattern we're using here today. Did I stick that down? Oh my. Okay. So we're going to just stick this over to this edge, and you're going to leave the same amount here and here. It's about a 1/4 inch. All right, so get your little piece down, and then we're going to go ahead and make our sand dollars. Now, I've already cut one sand dollar out with Calypso Coral. Don't worry, I will show you how I cut this out, but this one I've already cut out. And I tried a lot of different ways to do this with the white, but I found the best way to accentuate our white sand dollar was just to use a little of the white with a sponge. I tried lots of different techniques. I tried inking the embossing folder, But in the end, I like the way it looked with just a little light sprinkle of basic white. You can leave it speckledy like that, or you can even kind of brush it out with your sponge. You could use a blending brush, which mine are all wet, or you could use a sponge dauber. Now, you need a chamois close because you are going to get your hands very messy with this card. Trust me. This one comes with my Stampin' Pierce mat. No, my glass mat, which I love. And if you're a happy shopper, you can get one of those. All right, so there's your coral sand dollar. Now we're going to put our embossing folder to work for our Misty Moonlight sand dollar. So you're going to need a scrap of Misty Moonlight. Now I would go with 5 1/4, 5 1/2 by 4 1/4, but this is what size I had on my stamp table. And we are going to ink the part of the stamp. Let me see what I did here. Yes, we're going to ink the part of the embossing folder that is like indented, and that's the side that says Stampin' Up, okay? So you're going to literally take your embossing folder and you're going to put ink on it. So you're going to press that down in there. It's going to get really messy and it's going to be fine. Like, just embrace the mess, okay? So get it down in there real good. And now what you're going to do is take so this is where the hybrid embossing folder comes in. This is going to indent and cut at the same time. So you're going to drop your your die, and it fits just so. You'll see when it hits just right there, okay? So it fits right around those sand dollars. And then you're going to put your paper. So it goes embossing folder, cutter, paper, okay? So you're going to put your cardstock there and then close it, all right? Now we're going to pull our embossing folder, our embossing machine into the picture here. And we are going to take everything out except for the base plate. And so this is how you're using your embossing folder, your hybrid embossing folder. Then you're going to put this specialty plate on top that you're going to use with your thick embossing folders. And you're going to run this through. Now keep your machine close because I believe we're going to need it for one more thing. Okay, so this is where you're going to get you could get messy. It looks like I've spared myself a mess, but you can see if you're going to reuse that over and over, which I did multiple times, you're going to need to rinse that off. Okay, so we're going to set that aside. All right, so now we have a Misty Moonlight sand dollar that has some great detailing just by inking that embossing folder, which I love. So you've got your Misty Moonlight one and you've got your Calypso Coral one. Now, I already cut out with my dies, so let me show you the dies. Who else is here? Make sure. Cheryl, Patience. Okay, so we've got that hybrid die, which I showed you, that cuts out all 3 of the sand dollars at one time. We've got 2 other dies that cut out just detailed sand dollars, and we're gonna use this starfish die. You can see I have some extra sand dollars in here. I'm actually gonna use I'm gonna use what I've got. What I want is, I want a smaller sand dollar. So what I did is I just did everything twice. So each embossing folder cuts out multiples, and so I just switched out which one was the bigger coral and which one was the bigger Misty Moonlight, if that makes any sense. So just cut a whole bunch of sand dollars and you'll have them to play with. All right, so I've already cut out these sweet guys. They're so cute and easy. They come right out. You're going to need your little die brush tip for your take your pick tool to brush all those out. Now, just a tip, I did not think about it until it was too late to use my adhesive sheets. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a little scrap of paper, put some glue on it, and take a sponge, and I'm actually going to cut this sponge in half because it's pretty much gonna be gluey. All right, and then I'm just going to take that glue and just dab it onto the back side of my die cut piece. And this one, actually, I need to do my bigger one first. So we've got our largest sand dollar, or whatever that is. Then we've got our, this is definitely a sand dollar. We're gonna stick that down. And I'm just using Stampin' Seal Plus here. I do like the plus because it gets down in all those grooves on that sand dollar. And then this one I'm gonna tuck in here. Okay. All right, I'm gonna throw that away because that's gonna be a mess. All right, so we're getting closer. Now we're gonna stamp and die cut this cute little starfish. So let's find our starfish stamp, and we're going to pick that up with our block, and we're going to stamp that with Daffodil Delight. This is a distinctive stamp, and so it's going to have some cool texture to it when you stamp it. It's lighter in the middle, and that's on purpose, so don't panic when you see that there's some lightness to the middle of that. That's on purpose. All right, now we're gonna get our emboss machine back in the picture. We gotta put our cutting surface back together. So we got our plate, our embossing plate, and our paper. Oh, here it is. And we will use our little die for the starfish. I probably already got, nope, I didn't get it out yet. Okay, so you can see, now I cut so many of these, there's a little notch here and more of a curl there, so that helps you line up that easily. And we're gonna just take our risk and not use any, nope, we're not going to. We're gonna be careful. We're gonna get our sticky note or post-it note tape. My sticky note is next to me, so I'm gonna use that. I need to just put my post-it note tape in my stamping bucket. Okay, so we're going to cut this sweetie out. Stay tuned because I've got gobs of samples to show you with this set. It's been very popular, and we used it on my Stampin' Cruise. I missed you guys when we were in Alaska. I went on a Stampin' Cruise with 32 lovely stampers and their spouses and friends. There's probably about 60 of us in all. We had a blast. All right, so actually I'm gonna wait to stick this down because I like to kind of visualize where it's gonna go. My next step is I have a little crumb cake strip of cardstock. It is 1 by 4, if you were wondering. It's always hard for me to find my crumb cake ink pad because it's literally green. I don't know why. It stamps crumb cake, but it appears to be green. Now, the stamp that I need for this is this little guy, and it makes little pebbles. This is one of my favorite features of the stamp set. I just love this set for so many reasons, but also you can make this little pattern that really, to me, looks like a giraffe. That's all I can think about in my head. This is the first thing I ordered. Yes, okay, we already read that comment. Patience. Yes, it's me. I love this card. Me too. Thanks, Patience. Okay. So what we're going to do is ink this up, and we are just going to go down the road, filling in with this cobblestone slash giraffe slash sea pebbles, whatever you want it to be. And what I did when I made my swaps is I just filled in a whole, like a whole sheet of it. I'm gonna come in here and fix that. So you can just keep going with your pebbles and make your little pebbled strip. Isn't that cute? I love it. I love it when I copy things out of the catalog, because the people that design these stamps are also connected with the people that make the samples in the catalog. So they know exactly what they intend on us using the stamps for, and this is what it was intended to do, is make a little rocky path. All right, so we are going to stick this about right here. So we're covering up a little bottom edge of that. And then we're going to take a little white strip that's 3/5. No, 5. What is it? Let me look at my cutter, because 1, 2, 3, 5/8. Oh my gosh, I don't know why I was thinking 3/5. 5/8 by 4. All right, and we are going to use our sentiment from the set that says, "You absolutely made my day." It fits just perfectly on this card. You could use other sentiments that are strips like this. This one is one of my favorites. And we need our Misty Moonlight ink. And you're going to pop this sentiment right on that strip. I love this, the way this sentiment looks with the mixed fonts. The scripty with the regular font is one of my favorites. And we are going to now take some mini dimensionals. And again, I constructed 11 of these before well, 1 or 2 before I realized, there's an easier way to do this. So we're going to put our mini dimensionals right up to the edge of that pebbled strip. And we're going to pop those off. And then we're going to line this up about so that the edge of that strip is halfway there. And then eyeball it to make sure it's straight. Stick it down to those dimensionals, okay? And then the last little bit is we're going to add on our little starfish. And I'm going to put one right in the middle. And believe it or not, you can fit a mini dimensional right on this thicker end and also on this thicker side of the starfish, if you get it just right on the edge. Well, if my big old finger couldn't just get out of the way. All right, so now we've got our dimensionals on our starfish. And we're going to stick that right in the middle of all of our sand dollars. So I hope that you enjoyed this gorgeous card. My name is Kay Cogbill. My business is Paper Made Prettier. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're watching this on YouTube so you won't miss another video. I do videos every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Central and then upload them for anyone that can't watch right at that time. So you'll love all the inspiration that you can get from me every week when I find something beautiful to make for you on Facebook and YouTube. Now, I want to show you something that's coming up in my business, and this is one of my favorite events of the month. It's called Stamp Technique Club. It happens at the first weekend of every month, and we are going to be using the Mediterranean blooms, but we are going to learn how to do no-line watercoloring. So you're going to use that. This is colored, okay? This is not designer paper. I colored that with my own hands. And you would love to participate in our Stamp Technique Club. You can do this live at my in Central Arkansas every month, or you can do it to go. And so that packet comes to you. You'll have a video and PDFs showing you exactly how to do the technique each month. We'll make 3 projects learning how to make a fun technique, and it's perfect if you're a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator or if you're just an avid crafter and would like to learn more. It's even appropriate for new stampers because I explain each technique step by step. So there's a link on this Facebook post, and there will be a link in YouTube for more information about how to sign up for that stamp technique class. All right, thanks for watching, guys, and I hope to see your projects that you make. Oh, wait, I didn't show you all my extra samples. Ta-da! All right, we have the samples that we made on the stamping cruise. I knew there was something I was missing. Isn't this one cute? It's got this little window sheet here with that. We've got this sweetie with this Country Woods paper. Here's a more simple card that's very stunning with the black and that new basic beige. We've got a shaker card with lots of cute sand and glitter in there. These cards were designed by my friend Sandy Reese. We did the cruise together. I think these were just cards. These are not part of what we made on the cruise. Just fun cards. Now, this card is similar to one that we're going to make in card class next week. So you want to make sure and tune in to the card class. It'll be online, but it'll also be offered to go. So make sure next week and tune in or attend my live card class, which is Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. or Wednesday 1 p.m. Central online. All right, guys, thanks for watching. See you next week. Bye-bye.